Okay, so welcome everyone. And I saw this done with another lovely bunch of ladies who put this something similar together, and I thought this is a really cool way of hopefully getting people out of the fear of what you can do with your oils. So making roller bottles seems really simple to people who have been doing it for ages. But if you're new or you just don't really know what it's all about, this is hopefully going to take away some of the fear that's involved with, am I going to burn someone? Am I going to make something blow up or anything like that? We just want to show you how simple it is and hopefully give you a bit of, I guess, inspiration to start making some things of your own. So tonight I've got a couple of others who are actually going to help with some demonstrations. So I'm hoping when they talk, their screen comes up the top so you can actually see them. So hopefully that'll work. But we've got 8 blends that we're actually going to go through tonight and actually show you how simple it is to make a rollerball blend. So what I wanted to give you some ideas first before we start is when you're making labels, I'm going to have to lean forward so you can see this, I think. When you're making labels, some people, they kind of get caught up in having to have a beautiful label or make things so that it's pretty, which I'm very much a pretty person. I like things to look neat, but sometimes it's just as simple to just write your label on pen, on a sticker, stick it on. To be honest, this is one of my older immune bombs, and all I've got, can you see that? There's just the labels that you get on the top of your roller bottles, to put on your roller bottles, and that just tells me what's in there. You can quite easily cut, can you see that? I'm just cutting a piece of paper. I'm going to write sleep on it. You can actually print some out on your computer if you want. Get some sticky tape and put it around like that. So you can print off some nice ones if you want to, but I don't want you to think that, like, you don't have to wait till you've got everything perfect. Like when I first started, I literally had sticky labels and I hand wrote on them so that I knew what was in there. You can put what oils you're actually putting in there as well. That can help. I'll give you a little hint. The amount of times I've made a roller bottle and I've maybe just written what oils I've put in there, but I haven't written down the recipe. So I haven't actually known what to do to make it again next time. So if you are making a roller ball, I do suggest that you do keep a track somehow of what's actually in there, whether you make it a little booklet or something, or you actually write it on the bottle. So if you do find a roller bottle that works really well for you, you know how to recreate it. So what we're doing is showing you how to make some roller balls. There's a few ways that you can apply oils, and roller balls are easy. They're convenient, and it means that you can have things ready to go. So what is another way that you can use your oils is called layering, and you can just apply the oils one at a time onto your body. Now, what you would normally do is allow a couple of minutes for the oils to actually absorb into your system before you apply the next one on. I don't know about you, but I ain't got time for that. So having a roller ball ready to go can make it more convenient to be able to do it, but also you are going to get a slightly different chemical composition when you do mix the oils together, but you are going to get the benefits of all the oils that are in there. So tonight I can see so far we've got Michelle, Megan, and I can see Emily. I'm not sure whether Louise is on yet, but she was running she's last, so it's all good. So if she comes on last, we should still be able to see from her. So I'm going to come in for a couple of, about 4 of the different blends, but the other girls are going to also show you too, and I'm hoping that when they talk, they pop up the top so you can actually see what's going on, because I know it's a bit difficult when there's so many people on here. All right, so the first blend that we're going to make is called the Morning Wake Me Up. Is everyone wanting to do this along with us? If you are, I don't want to do it too fast, but I've got everything set up here, and I've got the oils for the different blends that I'm going to demonstrate with for you. And what I've done is I've actually got I'll hold this. I had to put you so far back. so you can see me. But I've actually used a label maker and put a little label on there, and you can just put the stickers of what oils you put on there with that. So they tend to be really waterproof and oil proof, so they're not going to go all yucky. So I might be able to bring you in a little bit closer. I feel like you're like ages and ages away. Okay. Yes, you can still see me, that's good. So this is, we're actually doing 8 roller blends tonight, and these were suggested by people who are part of my oily community, and ones that they wanted to learn how to do, and so we opened this up for everyone else as well. So I'm going to show you a quick way that you can get your the top out of your rollerball. So take your lid off and then put it back on and just pry the top off. Everyone's going to go, that hasn't seen that's going to go, wow, because it blew my mind the first time I saw that. But you can also do that with your oil bottles as well. So you can just get the lid and just get that little ridge and pop the top off as well. So that's a little tip for you when you are making your stuff. If you are putting a lot of oil in, you can get a little pipette as well, and you can suck the oil out. Either I'm going to use that with my fractionated coconut oil, but there's just some little tips. You can also get, this is called an oil key, and this one you can just pop underneath, get the right size, underneath here, and then pop up, and it just comes out. And you can do that. I did that with the coconut oil today, and the thing went all over the place. So this is also really great for those little sample vials, like the 1 and 2 ml vials. You can actually get them out, which I've tried knives and stuff and almost stabbed myself, so that's really cool. So the first one we're going to make is called Wake Me Up. I will just let people know that have just joined us as well. There is a chat function. So I don't know how you, should be down the bottom of your screen. There's a little, what's that called? Talking mark. What's that called? Talking bubble. You can click on there if you've got any questions, and the others on here who are helping out will be able to help answer for any questions that you've got. I'm not sure why Emily's got a giant, what is that? Anyway, it's all good. So our first one is going to be the Wake Me Up. So this is a great blend for in the morning, but you can also use this during the day if you are kind of feeling a little bit lacking in energy and wanting a bit of focus. So the 2 oils that we've got in here, one is my favourite, wild orange. So if you guys are wanting to do this along with us, you can get your rollers ready, and we're going to make the Wake Up blend. So we've got wild orange and we've got peppermint that we're going to do with that. Otherwise, you can make this afterwards if you want. So wild orange, we're going to put 10 drops of wild orange in. And that one comes out really fast. Now, wild orange is great for any of those days that you're feeling really stressed. If you're lacking energy, it's great for giving you a bit of an energy boost as well. Wild orange is a very uplifting oil, so it's going to make you feel better too. So in the morning when you're struggling to wake up, it can be a really good one to pop on just to get you going for the day. The next one's peppermint, and this is like going to help you stay alert. It's very invigorating. We're going to do 10 drops of wild orange and 10 drops of peppermint. And these ones both come out really quite quickly. This one's not as quick. Now, the dilution ratios and everything that we are going to be using through here, these are like, everything's a variable when you're using essential oils. You can choose to make things with a lower dilution rate and a higher dilution rate. Because everybody is different with how they respond to the oils, you can always put less oils in if you want, particularly if you're using them with kids. Or you can, if you find that you can, you maybe get a better response with a few more oils in there, you can actually add some extra drops in there, but always do what you're comfortable with. So I'm going to use my, hopefully, handy little tool. It worked today. Yeah, I'll do it this way for this one, and I'll get it off while someone else is doing it. So I'm just going to top this up. So fractionated coconut oil, just rest it on the top and squeeze. And so this is a 10 ml bottle, and we've got 10 drops of each of the oils. And this one, you can then put your roller in and your lid. And I do recommend giving it a bit of a shake because often the oil will kind of separate a little bit, and you can even see it. Well, you can't, but I can. You can see that there. Now, I'm not going to do this now because I need to sleep tonight. So peppermint's going to be one that helps keep you awake, and in an hour's time, actually, I'm going to go to bed. So this one you can apply to the back of your neck. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. You can put it over your chest as well and kind of give you a bit of an invigoration for the day. So that's called Wake Up, and that is 10 drops of wild orange and 10 drops of peppermint. So now we're going to move on to Michelle, and she's going to show us how we do the Peaceful Child blend.
Okay, can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Okay, I'm sorry I haven't been able to adjust my table well enough, but these are the oils you're going to need for Peaceful Child. There are 6 oils in this blend, and this is so easy to make. And I feel like I'm a little bit of an expert in peaceful children. Well, I try to be, but I do use these oils a lot, and they've just been so valuable. So I've got my little roller bottle handy, a little 10 ml, and Rita was talking a little bit earlier about labels, and I've got a pretty little label on mine. You probably can't see it, I'm not sure. It does say chill, but I've also popped some my stickers on the back so you can see exactly what's in this bottle if you pick it up on the run. Okay, so these are all really beautiful oils. They're great for calming, great for grounding, and even though this is called Peaceful Child, this is suitable for adults too. So if we could all need a little bit of help promoting sleep, a relaxed environment, relief from anxiousness, whether a child or an adult, we can all benefit from this blend. So let's begin. We need clary sage, lavender, frankincense, vetiver, marjoram, and ylang ylang. Okay, so first of all, if you grab your little 10 ml roller bottle, now I've popped the lid off already, so I've got this all prepared for us earlier, and we just pop in 1 drop of clary sage, which is really easy. These all have only small volumes in them. Now, clary sage creates a really restful environment and helps to relieve feelings of anxiousness. So that's why that is a good blend in here. 2 drops of lavender, and this one's a very widely used oil for everyone, I'm sure. And lavender is just, well, it's widely used for its relaxation and calming properties. So that's another reason it's good for this blend. Frankincense, good old Frank. Everyone loves Frank. I'm sure they do. Well, I've learnt to love it. I didn't love its smell in the beginning, but I do love this oil. It induces feelings of peace, satisfaction, and just overall wellness. That is why we're popping it in this blend. And did I tell you we needed 1 drop of that in there? These all come out nice and easily. Marjoram. Oops, I nearly forgot to pop the marjoram in. That is 1 drop of marjoram. 1 little drop there. Okay, marjoram's valued for its calming properties as well. And it's an oil actually that I don't use enough of, and I'm surprised, but it does have a positive effect on the central nervous system. So it's a good oil to pop in there too. Vetiver. Okay, this is not going to come out quite so easily. We all know that's a rather viscous, thick kind of oil, and there's 5 drops of that one. And for all you science buffs, this is rich in sesquiterpenes, and that is why it gives a grounding effect, and it's coming out very slowly. Here we go, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And ylang ylang, I like this oil actually. I put it on in the evenings. It's really nice in my diffuser, and it lifts the mood while also providing a calming effect. So, and we pop in 2 drops there. Okie dokie, and top with our fractionated coconut oil. And I did have a nice little dropper, but I'm just going to squeeze it all in. I've even popped this in my diffuser tonight so that I can be a peaceful mama, I guess you could say. Okay. As Rita mentioned earlier, give it a good shake before you use it. pop it on the bottom of your feet is a good place, or just over the heart. It's good before school as well, because it's going to help if your kids are anxious or nervous about anything, or they just need to be grounded. It's a good go-to oil. So that is Peaceful Child.
We just had sorry, just to interrupt. We just had Tamara just ask, what was the last oil you used then?
Sorry, Ylang Ylang. Is that the one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Smells like
the good one. My husband says that too. Maybe I like cat pee because I like it.
And we've also got, who's that, Tegan? This is so far away, I need glasses obviously. Tegan, yes, what we'll do is we will send out the recipes. To everyone who registered, I'll actually send out the recipes and the drops that we've used in the actual blends for you as well. So, and Michelle, maybe, do you want to tell everyone why you use that one a lot? How does that, who do you use that with?
Oh, well, actually, I use it on me. I know I use it for my son before school as well. Actually, and he's at an age now, he's 14, and he loves having these oils on before school. He loves being able to just feel a little bit grounded, calmer, and just a little bit more, you know, being able to focus at school as well, because he feels better. So, you know, it's just, it provides a good environment, you know, for everyone if he's feeling the way he does. So he puts them on, you name it. At the moment, he is adding everything to his little repertoire in the morning. He's the smelliest kid on the bus, but he loves it. And yeah, I use it as well. I put it on me. So he puts it on him, I put it on me, and together we can achieve a nice peaceful day.
I know when it's a Peaceful Child day here, because normally Millie, my 3-year-old, responds really well to balance. If balance hasn't worked, Peaceful Child is the one that will come in and be because
be the powerhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome.
I'm going to show you now. This is the one that I put the sticker over before that I shouldn't have. The Immune Booster, or the Immune Bomb, is probably one of our most used blends in this house, besides Peaceful Child and Balance. So what we're doing with the Immune Bomb is giving our body a boost. So we've got an immune system that works really, really well, but it can often come under stress. So if we, you know, this time of year when everyone's kind of getting a little bit and coughing on everything and sneezing and just the environmental changes, it can put an impact on our immune system. So this one is a great one. You can actually use this daily if you want. Like if you want, you could just use On Guard on its own. I tend to use this when we actually feel like there's a threat coming. So whether the kids are starting to get snotty and, you know, something's coming, or you're just feeling tired and run down, you feel like your body's trying to fight something off, this is what we will use. And I will actually apply this probably, I try and do it 3 or more times a day along the spine, because our spine is often where any kind of viruses kind of tend to gravitate to. So if you can apply it directly to that area, bottom of your feet is great. Often I'll do it along the chest as well. And you can put this in a diffuser too. Just avoid putting too much oregano in, or it will make your house smell like a pizza factory, full on. Now there's a couple of different recipes that you can do for this, and obviously if you've got kids, you can dilute this appropriately for the different ages. I'm actually I need to remake mine, because this one's here, like we use it so much, and I've normally got a few of them around the house. So I'm actually going to make this the way I normally do, but you can change the amount of drops that are in there. So the first 3 oils, you could do 3 to 5 drops in there. So this is a 10 ml bottle. And then the other ones, you could do 5 to 7 drops of each for the last 2 oils. So I'll tell you which ones as I'm going. So the first one's tea tree. Now tea tree is a really great immune stimulant. It's great for cleansing and purifying, so it's going to really help stimulate your immune system. And with this one, you can do 3 to 5 drops. I'm going to do 5. This one is also great when you have a sore throat. It tastes revolting, but put a drop of it on the tip of your tongue and it can help to numb your throat and can help your throat to almost disappear. It's fantastic. So it helps to promote against environmental and seasonal threats. So anytime you're having that stuff come in, and it also helps with healthy cellular function. So if your cells are functioning the way they should, it helps to support your body and the way it's working. So next one, we've got lemon. So lemon is probably one of my most well-used oils. I use it for cleaning, cooking, in my water. So this one as well is 3 to 5 drops. Again, I'm going to do 5 drops. And lemon is also fantastic for helping to kind of lift your mood. It can help with supporting respiratory issues, respiratory, and also those seasonal discomforts too, so it can be in there. And if you take it internally, it can help with any seasonal respiratory issues that you may get too. So it's a really well-used oil, all-round oil. Next one, which Michelle already mentioned, was Frankie Boy, frankincense. This one is an overall immune supporting oil. It's going to help to promote overall general well-being. This one again is 3 to 5 drops. I'm doing 5 drops. 5. You can actually take frankincense, a drop under your tongue every day as an overall immune support kind of boost for your body. It's a really great oil to have available. It also helps with, like, a lot of these oils also have emotional ways they can support you and help you to feel better. So when you're feeling crappy and sick, often you want something to make you feel better. So the emotional side of these oils can also help you feel good. The next one, on the email we sent out to you, we did say that it was cinnamon or On Guard. So some people may not have On Guard. I'm going to use On Guard in it. If you don't, you could use cinnamon as an option. So this one's going to be 5 to 7 drops. I just do 5 of each. So I'm going to do 5 of On Guard. And this is doTERRA's most popular blend in regards to immune support. Oh, that's 7. Just do 5. 5 to 7. You can use it on its own in the diffuser to help to support you. It's a really good one as an alternative to synthetic options for immune support. So it's really going to help to support your body. It does have things like clove in there that has the highest antioxidant rating. So it will help to get rid of free radicals in your system and help it to work a lot better. Where is my other one, which is oregano? So I'm going to hazard a guess that some people are scared of oregano because it's such a potent oil, and you've heard, oh, don't put it on, you might burn yourself. This needs to be used because it's a phenomenal oil. It is one of those ones that when your doctor says, go home, you can only have, there's nothing we can do, have some fluids and bed rest, we can't help you. Yeah, you can. Oregano. Oregano actually helps your body in ways that nothing else can. It's one of the most potent immune boosting oils. So this one again is 5 to 7 drops. I do 5 drops in mine. Just make sure if you apply it onto your skin that you are diluting it, and mine's being really slow. There we go. Because if you do it undiluted, it can burn your skin. So that's where you want to be careful to not just apply it directly to the skin. So now I took my little top off my fractionated coconut oil, and I can use my pipette and fill it up. I love these, they're so cool. And it does actually save time, and it makes it a little less messy as well. So that one there, and I make different dilution ones for my kids as well when they're not feeling great. But that one, mix it up, and we would use that, like at the moment there's things going around, so we would actually use that daily at the moment because we're all kind of struggling to get rid of stuff. There's just someone has asked a question. Can you use basil instead of oregano? You could use basil, but it doesn't have the same properties as oregano. I would use oregano. You could use thyme instead, but yeah, basil doesn't have the same properties that oregano does. Is there anyone else? No. Cool. So that is the immune booster or the immune bomb. Next, we're going to go to Megan, and she's going to help us with an amazing oil blend. I'll mute myself. Meg, you can go. Can't hear you. Can you unmute?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm doing Calm Mama. So something we all need. Well, I do. Good for the dads too, if you can get it on them. So I've got my rollerball ready to go. It's got the little stickers like the other girls have had. And then I've put Mama on the top. I usually just rip this off and it takes a while, but I'm being a good girl tonight. I've got a key, so I don't mess around with it too much. So I can pull the top off. So the oils in this one this is like it can be used all day just to generally, in those moments of stress, to de-stress yourself, to just rub it on your chest, your wrists, back of your neck, or it can help you get to sleep as well at night, just for a calming, peaceful sleep. So the oils in it are ylang ylang. So this is has a calming effect and promotes a positive outlook, which, let's face it, we'll need. So I'm going to put 5 drops in, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love that one. Next one is clary sage. So when your brain's racing, you can use clary sage oil to just enjoy the stillness and take a moment from the chaos. So there's 5 drops of each in all of this. So there's 5 drops of that one. And then wild orange as well. So this is an uplifting oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 5. And then we've got Frankie again. It's awesome. So frankincense can balance your mood. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I can't count and talk at the same time. And promote feelings of relaxation. So it's a good one to have in there. And bergamot. So bergamot is calming and soothing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have got shaky hands all the time. Doesn't matter how relaxed I am or calm mummed I am. So I use this little funnel here. You can get them off eBay for like 50 cents. And it just helps me to get this in really easily. Halfway full. I have got those pipette things like Rita's got, and my son keeps stealing them and taking them to the bath to play with, which is really frustrating. And Calm Mama can help with that too. So I've got that now, and then I'll just put the lid back on, to shake, and it's good to go. And it smells awesome. You can really smell the ylang ylang and clary sage in there, which is really cool. Okay, that's all.
Where do you like to apply that, Megs?
Oh, so I do my wrists and chest, and when I put an oil like that on, I like to rub it on my hands and just have a big deep breath, and then I usually wipe the rest on the back of my neck, and yeah, do this a couple of times.
Over everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody calm down.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megs. I love that blend. It's such a beautiful blend. Love it. So the next one that we're going to do is called Muscle Soothe. So it's going to help with those achy muscles and joints. So yes, you could use something like Ice Blue on its own, because on its own it is a phenomenal oil. You could also use something like Aroma Touch on its own. You could use the Ice Blue Rub. You can use individual oils layered on. This blend actually gives a bit of a combination of different oils that will come in and work synergistically. So they do actually support the body a little bit differently than what you would do if you just put the oils on individually. So first oil that we've got is Ice Blue, and if you ever want to make this up into your own rollerball, you can get the touch roller if you want, but you can get a 5 or a 10 mil roller and kind of experiment with yourself about how many drops are going to support you. So for me, I do 10 drops in a 5 ml bottle and then just fill it up with fractionated coconut oil, and that's enough for me. But I know that other people who maybe have sore joints or more intense pain, they might need to do, 20 drops in a 5 ml bottle or half a bottle, or they want to use it neat. I don't recommend using it neat. It's a full-on oil, and I don't generally recommend using neat at all. So this one is in a 10 ml bottle. All the rollers that we're doing tonight are in 10 mils. So I'm going to put ice glue in there. So this one is 5 drops of ice glue. So this one should come out fast. So that's 5. So the oils that are in ice glue, you've got wintergreen, camphor bark, peppermint, ylang-ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, and blue chamomile, and osmanthus flower. So part of the reason that you get that blue colour is from some of the actual flowers that are in there. And those plants, like you've probably heard, wintergreen is really great for any kind of muscles and joint issues. Peppermint can be great because it does help to bring some cooling sensations to the muscles and the joints. But there's the combination of these oils, particularly the helichrysum in there. Helichrysum does help your body to improve its ability to heal. So it does support the body's ability to heal. So it's a really great one that you want to kind of have in anything where you've got muscle aches and joint issues. And this is going to help bring blood flow to the area. So that's where you start, if you've got inflammation and things like that, you want to kind of get a little bit of extra blood flow in there. And that's what you're doing. You're stimulating that with the oils that are being used. So the next one's marjoram. And you can apply this before and also after exercise, and it will actually help target tired and stressed muscles and joints. So it's a really good one for using that. We're going to use 5 drops of marjoram, and it also helps to relax the muscles too. So if you've got muscles that are kind of tight and tense, and that's often what happens when we're looking to support our muscles and joints, is that they're getting quite tight, and we need to release them so that they can actually work the way they're supposed to. Often when they're tight and causing discomfort, we overcompensate and then start hurting in different areas because we're overcompensating. Now, aroma touch. This one is, I'll give you a little hint for those people who may have their legs not staying still at night time when they're sleeping. This one can be a really great oil to help with that. So it's a good one that you can try. It's a very relaxing, calming oil, and that's what part of the reason it's in here. But the other oils, I didn't write them down on this one. It's got the thingy names. I can't pronounce them. It's got like the scientific names on this one, so I'm not going to read it out because I don't know how to pronounce them, and I'll look like an idiot. So I'm going to put 3 drops of aroma touch in here.
Yeah, the same thing.
So 3 drops of aroma touch. It does have like things like peppermint as well. This one's really great for even just massaging into it's called the massage blend or the spa blend. You can massage it into your joints anyway to get a little bit of support for them. And then peppermint. So peppermint is great. This is for anyone who exercises. If you apply this before and even after exercise, it can help to support your joints. But if you apply it over your chest, or even there's a video, go on Google, Brisbane Broncos peppermint. And it's so funny because the team is going in and getting a drop of peppermint it's either on the roof of their mouth or somewhere. It helps to open the airways and increases your respiratory output by about 25% and gets extra blood flow and oxygen. They're doing it, and these big like Bronco dudes that are so tough are going, it's so funny. You have to go and check it out. It's really funny. Anyway, so we're going to put peppermint in there. 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 for my board. Awesome. And then again, we're just going to fill it up with, I should have got a funnel. That's a good idea. I've got them in my room. But I'll just do it the slow way with I tend to, when I'm making them, I tend to just use it straight out of the fractionated coconut oil. It tends to not go down the sides if I've got fairly steady hands, but I know that there's lots of people that do struggle with it. So try and find things that make it a bit easier for you as well. So that is the muscle one. And as it's a muscle and joint support, you can apply that directly where you need some support. So, if you're tense from using the computer or you've been gardening. One tip too, with ice glue, use it before you actually do exercise, not just after, because it helps to support your muscles and prepare them for, especially the rude shock if you haven't done exercise for a while. It helps to support your muscles. So same thing with this. If you've got any kind of soothing, aching muscles, you can apply straight from the roller bottle or rub it into your hand and then rub it onto the areas that are a little bit struggling. So that smells beautiful. That's really nice. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, that one is going to be a great one to have on hand. Guys tend to like things that give them a quick reaction, or they can respond to it really quickly. So when they've got sore joints and muscles and things like that, something like this is going to help. If you're struggling with getting your guys to appreciate oils, get them into something like ice glue and any muscle rubs and give them a massage. Let them experience it. So that one is the muscle rub. So next we're going to go on to Emily, and she's going to talk to us about one that she's had lots of people asking her about in her tree. So she wanted to share this one. So I'll pass on to Emily.
Hello. Yes, can everyone hear me? That sounds good. Hopefully. Yay, good. All right, I'm going to do one about tackling anxiety and anxious moments. We've called it positive moments. I've had a lot of people in my tree come to me and say, what can I do for anxiety? So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing frankincense, lang lang, white fir, and lavender or petitgrain. I'm going to use petitgrain in mine tonight because I'm doing it for my 10-year-old. Who's had some anxious moments come up with some unsettling things at school. So that's what I'm going to do today. And petitgrain is just slightly more manly smell than lavender, but they have very similar chemical constituents and very similar properties. So you can interchange those two. The other thing you can interchange is white fir and Douglas fir. So depending on what smell you prefer, I'm going to use white fir tonight. Again, they have similar chemical properties. So whatever you have in your little stash and whichever one you prefer, you can use either one. So I'm going to use lang lang first. Because I'm doing it for my 10-year-old, I'm going to do 2 drops of each. But if it's for an adult, obviously you can do more. So lang lang goes in. 2 drops. I like lang lang, even though Rita thinks it smells like cat wee. I like the smell of that one. I use it often in my diffuser at night time. I use it for some heart health stuff as well, so that's really great. Emotionally, that lang lang is the oil of the inner child, and I think when we're in those anxious moments, seeing life like a child, seeing it joyful, carefree, you know, that sort of thing, I think is really helpful as well. So the next one is frankincense to go in. I'm going to do 2 drops of that one. 1, 2, nice one. Everybody loves Frankie, and everyone's talked about frankincense already so far, so I don't need to say more about that, other than, again, the emotional properties of frankincense is the oil of truth. And again, in an anxious moment, you need to be able to stop yourself and think, okay, what is true in this situation? What can I tackle? And what do I need to leave for later? What are some crazy lies that I'm believing that are making this situation harder than it normally is? So that's a really good one for that. White fir is my next one. Again, 2 drops for me. But again, if you're using it for an adult, you can do up to 5 drops, I would suggest. White fir is the oil of generational healing. And with anxiety, often that is a generational thing. So that's really good for that part of anxiety and depression and all those sorts of yucky feelings and yucky thoughts. It also is commonly used for muscles after exhaustion and overexertion. So when you're anxious, that your body is actually going through quite a bit of physical stress. So that's a really good added bonus with that one. The last one is lavender, or as I said, I'm using petitgrain tonight. That's completely up to you. As everybody knows, 1, 2 drops, everybody knows how amazing lavender is for so many things. It has the ability to go through your body and just find where it's needed and do what it needs to do. So in my 10 ml roller, I'm going to fill it up with fractionated coconut oil carefully. Normally, I'm really bad at this. I like the idea of using the pipette. Spilled it. I haven't ever thought of that before. So there we go. There's my positive moments one. I hope you all enjoy it. Oh, yeah, it smells good. I would recommend putting this over my heart, over your chest area. You can smell it and it gets straight to your heart where a lot of those anxious feelings come from. You can put it, as Megan said, put it in your hands and have a sniff of that. Because it is a predominantly emotional effect that you want to have with this one, inhaling it is one of the better ways to get it into your body, because the way that the brain and the olfactory senses work aromatically is a really good way to address emotional things. That's my little blend. I hope you enjoy it, because I'm going to use it, and I hope my son uses it well as well. All right, get back to you, Rita.
Thank you. And I think Michelle said there's no such thing as carefully with fractionated coconut oil. Yes, and Tegan said she loves white fur at the moment. So it is a lovely blend. I can see other people getting into oils while we're doing this, so that's really cool. The next one that we're going to do is, I named it Rise Up. It wasn't actually called that. This is to hopefully inspire you to think outside the square of traditional perfumes and, you know, spraying yourself with toxic chemicals that are going to affect your endocrine system and make you really, really sick. And everyone who walks past you knows that it's fake. Anyway, another story. But this is, the oils in this blend, it's a grounding blend. So there's a lot of things in here that are going to help you be grounded. And the reason I called it Rise Up is because for you, if you think about a tree, if a tree doesn't have good roots, it's not going to rise out and rise up and be this amazing tree that it can be. So that is why I named it that. I got goosebumps when I said that then. That's just, anyway, sorry. So hopefully this is something that really helps to support you guys. And what I'm going to do is actually tell you not so much the physical reasons of why you would use these oils, because it's a perfume, it's mainly for the smell of it. But what you do with essential oils, rather than just getting the smell like you would from a traditional perfume, you're getting the emotional benefits of the oils. And I have actually listed the emotional benefits of each of these oils and why they're actually in this blend. So Rise Up has got bergamot. So this, again, it's a 10 ml bottle, and I'm putting 2 drops of bergamot in it. And I'll be totally honest, I'm going through this like the absolute, like it's going out of fashion at the moment. This oil is the oil of self-assurance. It helps you to be okay with who you are and what you're doing, and just that life is okay with you being you. It's good for self-acceptance. It releases self-judgment and helps sustain safety in sharing the true self. So it brings you back to being you and who you are. And I'm on this big journey with that. I won't go into detail. So that one is a really good one. I think it's really great for women specifically. And I know that a lot of people are drawn to bergamot. Emotionally, it has a lot of benefits for us just to be okay with ourselves. So I highly recommend using a lot of bergamot if you have any kind of issues with self. Now, we did put in the recipe that you can either use cedarwood or sandalwood. I'm actually gifting this blend to someone. I'm probably going to make one for myself, because after I've actually read through everything, I need one for myself. But I'm choosing sandalwood because the person that I'm sending this to is actually going through a little bit of bereavement. I won't go into detail, so they're upset. And so sandalwood is great for that support as well. But sandalwood helps to calm the mind and the heart. It helps to support bereavement. All your wood oils tend to come out a little bit slower, unless it's frankincense. That's not really a wood, it's a resin. Well, that's taking a while. And it helps with distress and removes disconnect from God. So it's a good one to help with. A lot of people will diffuse it. This is taking forever. It's worse than Bedeva. A lot of people will diffuse it for meditation and helping with that connection with God when they're meditating and taking that quiet time. I still haven't even got one drop out of this yet. If you wanted to, you could substitute for cedarwood if you don't have sandalwood, but it does have different properties. Look, there's one drop. So cedarwood is the reassurance of social acceptance. So it's the oil of community. So it helps you to feel connection with your community. My goodness. There we go. That's 2 drops. It helps promote belonging and to release heartache associated with relationships. So, you know, if you're struggling with relationships, you might want to get some cedarwood into if you're struggling with connecting with people as well. Now, we did also say that you can substitute Douglas fir and white fir. Like what Emily was talking about, they are very similar oils. I prefer Douglas fir because I got to go over to New Zealand and see where they get it from, so I've got an emotional connection. I've got an emotional connection to this oil, and they smell very similar. But like Emily said, they do actually help with the different like generational things that may be an issue that you're coping with. So this one is 2 drops. So it's 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of sandalwood or cedarwood, 2 drops of Douglas fir. Man, that just took me back as soon as I smelled that. It's very powerful, the way smell takes you back to memories. So 2 drops of Douglas fir. This comes out fast. 1, 2. So Douglas fir encourages the shedding of false patterns and invites strength to heal and move forward with renewed confidence. And if you choose white fir, it provides protection during healing and assists in letting go of others' emotions. So it's really powerful too. My probably least favourite oil we're going to add is ylang-ylang because it smells like cat wee. You know what? It's actually growing on me because I've been using it quite a lot. So, and ylang-ylang, like Emily was talking about, is like the oil of the inner child. And so it's connecting with that, you know, fun and joy and everything. So I'm going to do 4 drops of ylang-ylang. And 1, 2, all 5, one on the outside of the bottle. So it helps let go of buried emotions, encourage the heart knowing or intuition, and also helps with gratitude. That doesn't go with that, that goes with that. And then we're going to add grapefruit. So grapefruit, we did 4 drops of ylang-ylang and 2 drops of grapefruit. So grapefruit encourages a positive relationship with the physical and emotional body and helps to lift the mood. And we all need that, don't we, Megs? That's what you said for your one. It's always good to lift your mood. And then we're just going to top that up with FCO. Now what I have, I'm going to quickly go through just before we go to Louise. And we left Louise's sleepy one for last on purpose because I didn't want to make that like at the start and then fall asleep. So what I've got in front of me is a really great book that I got recently. You can get it through Aromatools. So this is Rise Up. Give it a shake, and you can use that as a perfume. And because it's a perfume too, you can actually put extra drops of oil in there. So some perfumes will have more oil in them. Skin sensitivities and things like that. This is a gift for someone, so I want to keep it on the lower end of drops in there. So that one's a really great gift. But this book is called I Am Fabulous, and it has really great blends in there that can help with all sorts of emotional things. And what I want to quickly go through is where you can actually apply oils for different types of emotional support. So this one could be emotional. The one that Emily and also Megan have gone through, or even what Michelle went through as well, are actually emotional oils. So you can apply to different parts of your body, and there's a reason behind it. So one of the places, and they do talk about the frequency of application too. So applying regularly when you're feeling those moments. So, you know, like with Em, when she's talking about her son, if he's feeling anxious, he should be applying that regularly through those moments of feeling anxious. Sorry, I was just watching your camera move. So where you're applying it and also how often you apply it. With essential oils, it's small applications frequently to get the best support. So as far as locations, inside of the elbow creases, in here, it is a great place for emotional well-being. The lung and the pericardium and the heart channels run through the elbow crease. And when applied here, the oils quickly enter the lungs and in the heart. So in Chinese medicine, these organs are related to sadness and grief. So if you've got anyone that's struggling with that, you say apply your oils on the inside of your arm and along that elbow crease. You'll experience a sensation of your chest opening and feeling lighter when you apply blends to the inside of your elbow creases. Then we've got inside of wrists. So that tends to be one of my favourite places because I can bring it up and smell it as well. The lungs, the pericardium and the heart channels also run through the wrists. So essential oils applied here move quickly to the chest. This is easy and accessible location to apply the oils. And like I said, it's a really good one to bring it up to the face and the nose. You can actually roll up and down the inside of your forearms on both sides to have the oil circulate quickly throughout the body. Because if you have a look at your veins are really close to the surface here. So if you do apply them, it gets into the bloodstream quite quickly. And this is the best location to instantly create change in your emotional state. So when you are needing that quick change, apply it on your forearms. Over the heart area, so is on the sternum, between the breasts or the nipple line. It is not the literal heart. So apply blends here when dealing with heartache or disappointment. Around the belly button is a great place to put the oils, often related to protection and boundaries and an increase in the immune system function. So this one that we did before, around the belly, would be a good place for that as well. So the immune booster, so you know what I'm talking about. And then up and down the midline of the belly, so down here, apply the oils here when related to self-confidence and self-worth issues. Your belly has many serotonin receptors that contribute to feelings of happiness and self-esteem. So when applying to the inside of the forearms, you'll feel the shift immediately when you apply the oils along your belly. Bottom of the feet is one of the most popular ones. This is preferred location when you need calmness and grounding because it connects you with the ground. And then inhale from the hands. Sometimes you just want to inhale the oil. One inhale sends the aromatic compounds to the brain and shifts your entire chemistry. Every blend can be used through inhaling alone. So you could just smell all of them if you wanted to. So I found that really, really an eye-opener with different places you can apply them and the reasons why. And if you do look further into things like Chinese medicine and reflexology and all that, you can apply different places on your body for different kind of support. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of extra info. That was a little bonus for tonight. So we're going to go to Louise now. Do you know how to unmute, Louise? Yeah. Cool. So Louise is going to do a sleepy time one, and we left this for last on purpose. Go ahead.
Hi. My voice is going, so you have to excuse me because I've been teaching kindy for 2 days, so it's all husky. But I'm doing this sleepy time blend, and I'm going to be using lavender peace or serenity and cedarwood vetiver and juniper berry. And I actually haven't added juniper berry into my sleep blend, so I really liked that idea that Rita had to pop that in there, so that's good. So can you hear me, or is it sorry? So I'm only using a 5 ml bottle, so I'm just going to pop about 5 drops of I'm nearly out of it too. It's not going to go. There we go. We'll pretend I've just popped 5 drops in there. So the lavender piece, that's got, it's a really beautiful blend of lavender, sweet marjoram, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, sandalwood and vanilla. And it's really great for supporting children and adults with sleep issues like insomnia and everything. And it's also really good for anxiety and relieving tension. And then I've got cedarwood. It's actually got a really beautiful woody aroma. And hang on, I'll just pop. So I'm going to do 2, 3, for 5 drops of that. And that's really great to promote a really calm or inducing sleep. It's quite a sedative oil, and again, really calming and great for anxiety and everything. And then we've got vetiver. I think it smells like dirt, but so it's got a really earthy aroma. I actually really love it now. It is steam distilled from the roots, so and that'll take ages for it to drop out. So I'll just kind of pretend to put 5 drops of that in there, and that's really good to get that sort of chatter out of your mind when you can't go to sleep. And I find even just using a drop of that on my big toe before bed really helps me calm and sort of go straight to sleep, and just have a really restful night's sleep. And then juniper berry is the next one. I'm going to put 5 drops, well, that came quick, 5 drops of that one in. And that's the one that I don't normally put in, that Rita suggested, that I really love. And when I really looked into that, so emotionally, it's the oil of the night. And it's great for children who have nightmares, and also if they have a fear of dark. And apparently that one's really great for helping you fall asleep faster as well, and just kind of helps you unwind. And with this sort of blend, I'd often use just the vetiver, the serenity, and cedarwood, even with children with ADHD, and to really help them feel calm and everything as well. And then we just top that up with the fractionated coconut oil. I've only got I've run out of mine, so I'm using a apricot kernel oil, but yeah, and then shake it up and done. Thank you.
Where do you normally apply that to, Louise?
I'd normally go either sort of the back of the neck, on the chest, sometimes up the spine, or even on the bottom of the feet or the big toe as well, just to really, sorry, my dog's going off now. You know what the spaniels are like. But yeah, it's a really beautiful blend. I actually can't wait to really make that one up, and I'm going to use that tonight.
Awesome, thank you. So those are 8 oils that you can tailor make yourself, so you can actually change how many drops. You can try them. You can even do in a 10 ml bottle. You could do half the drops in there with half the amount of oil, and try it first and see whether that is the right combination for you. And you could fill it up at the full amount from there, like the extra drops, so you could halve them at the 5 ml. Or you can even just try it trying it at the 5 ml in a 10 ml bottle is really great, because if it's a little bit too strong, or it's not right for you, you can put more FCO in it, so fractionated coconut oil, to dilute it further. If it's fine, you can just put the same amount in again, or if you're wanting to make it a little bit stronger, you can add extra drops on top of it. So it can be a good way of you finding the right balance for you, what works for you, and everybody's different. So all these blends that we have shared with you tonight are ones that, generally are going to help to support you for different things that you've got going. So that doesn't mean that it's the right combination for you. So someone may, and you may not have it. So like when Louise is saying it's lavender piece, vetiver, cedarwood, and juniper berry, if you haven't got lavender piece, you could try lavender or petitgrain that have got those similar calming ones, or you could leave it out and you could try it just with the vetiver, cedarwood, and juniper berry. That would smell. That wouldn't be very pleasant. But anyway, you might want to put something a little bit softer in there just to not make it smell like wood and dirt. So, but what you'll do, you'll start to find what works for you. So this is more hopefully to help empower you to look outside the realms of, this is the recipe I have to follow. Make it up yourself as you're going. You can use, they're more like guidelines, of ways that you can use them. It's the same with dilution ratios as well. you know, you're not going to put the same amount of drops on a 2-year-old child that you'd put on a 40-year-old man. Or woman, whatever. So there are things that you can fluctuate with there, because, and even every 2-year-old child's different. You'll have one that weighs 10, I don't even know how much they weigh at that age. So 5 or 10 kilograms, and one might weigh 20. Mine's on the bigger scale. So I'm like, how much do kids weigh? So there's going to be different fluctuations with the sizes of the children, how they respond to the oils. It's the same with you. So like I said, with Ice Blue, I am fine with 10 drops, and I had someone come to my house yesterday who said they needed 20 drops in their 5 ml. So everybody's going to be different with what they need. Be okay to bend the rules a little bit. So these recipes and everything we've gone through, find what works for you. If we've done 5 drops of each oil, maybe you try, you know, you might say, oh, I want 5 of bergamot and 5 of lang-a-lang, but I only want 2 of cedarwood. So just kind of mix it up yourself. So hopefully this has given you something to get you going and looking for other recipes. You can go and search the internet. Just be aware that when you are looking, you will find some that are, I would say, way, 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 way over in the amount of oils that are put into them. You're wasting your oils on a lot of cases when you're putting like 50 drops of oil in a 10 ml bottle. You don't need it. When you think that 1 drop of oil is actually enough to service, pretty much support your whole body, just be aware of that. You don't need to have 40 drops of one oil and then 40 drops of another to get benefits from it. Someone's just asked a question. What was the 3rd oil for Sleepy Time? So Sleepy Time had lavender piece, vetiver, cedarwood, and juniper berry. But you can substitute lavender piece for lavender or petted grain as well. So those calming oils there. That was for Lynn. So yeah, hopefully what I can do now is I can unmute everyone and I can just see if there's any questions. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You can mute yourself again. But I'll just unmute it and just see if anyone has any comments or questions that they would like to ask. And I will, where's my options? Hold on. Manage. So everyone beware, it might be a bit noisy to start with if there's lots of noise in the background. Okay. So everybody's unmuted. Does anyone have any questions or comments? You're going to the hospital. Oh, there we go. Michelle's going to... You can talk. Were there any questions?
Rita, it's Denise. Can you hear me?
Yes.
2 things. We missed how many drops were in the raw perfume for grapefruit?
Grapefruit, there were 2. So 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of sandalwood or cedarwood, 2 drops of Douglas fir or white fir, 4 drops of lang-a-lang, and 2 drops of grapefruit.
Thank you. That question 2, where did you get that book you were just talking about?
I got that through au.aromatools.
Aromatools, okay.
Yeah, so put the AU in front of it so you get it from the Australian site. They were out of stock. I got it at Leadership and they didn't.
Oh, good on you. You shouldn't advertise something that we can't get then, should you?
You can. I've seen it in a few different places. Actually, when I first saw it, I wanted it straight away because it's a great book. There's so many different blends in there for different ways to support. So it's really great.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you. That's me over and out.
Were there any other questions?
For the blends that have ylang ylang and clary sage in them, could you layer the blends with the clary calm?
What do you mean?
So I don't have ylang ylang and clary sage as individual oils at the moment, but if I make up the roller bottle without them and then put clary calm on first and then the blend over the top, would that still have a similar effect?
Well, yeah, the ones that we've done are mainly calming ones, and the oils in clary calm are very, well, hormonal calming. So yeah, you'll probably get some kind of effect from it. So you can always try it and see what happens.
I'll let you know.
Were there any other questions? No?
She has to be muted.
All right. Well, I will end this, and hopefully that's helped everyone. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. That was good.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.